Hi, everyone. My name is Hermione Malone. I'm Executive Director of Good Work Network. We are an entrepreneur support organization focused on helping women and minorities leverage their strong starts into even stronger growth. Over the years, one of the areas of challenge we've heard from a lot of entrepreneurs has to do with finances and financial management. It can be hard, but it doesn't have to be. And here to make that easier is a partnership that we have begun with an exciting organization called Bench. Here to help us walk through how to know your numbers and how to make the management of them a lot easier is Kiva from Bench. So I'll turn it over to her.
Thank you. So hi everyone, my name is Kiva and I am a member of our partnerships team here at Bench Accounting. So today we're going to talk about knowing your numbers and how bookkeeping can really help you to make better business decisions. So let's get into it. So I wanted to start by just kind of going over some of the basics. So first, let's define bookkeeping and accounting and what makes them different, because they actually are two very separate entities and a lot of people don't know this. So bookkeeping. Bookkeeping is essentially the process of recording daily transactions in a very consistent way and is a key component to building a financially successful business. So it's something that you should all be doing. Accounting, on the other hand, is a high-level process that uses financial information and produces financial models using that information. So essentially, the process of accounting is a little bit more subjective than bookkeeping, which is largely transactional. Also, something worth knowing are the two different types of bookkeeping. So there's bookkeeping on a cash basis and bookkeeping on an accrual basis. So the accrual method means you would record the income when you bill the customer rather than waiting for them to pay you. Cash, on the other hand, means that you record transactions when money has exchanged hands. Now, to talk about the benefits of bookkeeping and why you should be completing your bookkeeping. So having up-to-date bookkeeping can ensure that you don't miss out on deductions, which essentially means more money for you, which is always great. Also, it can really help you secure a business loan down the line. I know initially, when you're starting a business, bookkeeping is never top of mind. But later down the line, someday when you will need, or potentially will need, a business loan, you'll be forever grateful to your past self for setting up bookkeeping. It'll also help you catch any banking errors super quickly. And most importantly, it will give you a clear picture of where your money is going. And with that comes absolute peace of mind. What happens if you don't do your bookkeeping? This is what a lot of people ask who are kind of hesitant and don't see the value in it. But basically, your company's finances are completely left obscure and you're in the dark and fully not in the know of what's happening. Also, finance options will become super limited later down the line, which I mentioned, and bookkeeping will backlog all of your time. And what goes with that is your wallet. You will, the longer you leave this, the more costly it'll be for you. And something that you don't want to do is end up playing catch me if you can with the IRS. Trust me, just start your bookkeeping on whatever budget you may have right away. You'll be so thankful for yourself. And next, I'm going to talk about the top numbers that you should know regarding your business and how they can really empower you. So these include your balance sheet, your cash flow, income statement, invoices, and top expenses. So first off, let's talk about your balance sheet. So a balance sheet is essentially a snapshot of your financial position at one point in time. It tells you how much you owe others and how much others owe you. It essentially summarizes a business's financials and reveals your business's overall financial health. So at a glance, you'll know exactly how much money you've put in or how much debt you've accumulated over a certain time. You can also compare your latest balance sheet to previous ones to examine how your financials have changed over time. Your balance sheet will allow you to see just how far you've come since day one, so it's super important. Next, you've got your income statement. So while the balance sheet is a snapshot of your business's financials at a point in time, the income statement shows you how profitable your business was over a specified period of time, such as a month, a quarter, or a year. So it shows you how much money you've made, which is your revenue, and how much money you've spent, which are your expenses. Next, we've got our cash flow statement. So this is cash flow is essentially a measure of how much money comes in and out of your business and where it goes from and goes to. Because of this, the cash is the lifeblood of your business and it is so, so important. The cash flow statement tells you how much cash entered and left your business over a particular time period. Why this is important is because it can help you predict future cash surpluses and shortages. And it's so helpful for planning to have enough cash for super important things like rent expenses or heating bills. So learning to manage cash flow is a foundational building block for managing your business financials. If you've got that down, then you can start to think about how to really grow your business and improve your margins and profits. Now, invoices. So you don't want to miss out on money that's owed to you. This is so, so, so important. I knew of a business owner who didn't track their invoices properly, and things got extremely out of hand really quickly. Because of this, they ended up forgetting to collect 20 grand from one of their clients, who unfortunately later went bankrupt, and they were never able to collect that money. So make sure you're staying on top of money that is owed to you. And lastly, your top expenses. So knowing where you're spending your money is actually more important than how much you make or spend. A lot of our clients come on board and they don't actually even realize that they're spending $10 a month, $20 a month on a software subscription that they signed up to. So make sure you're well aware of all of your expenses, but particularly your top recurring expenses. Now let's talk about some tips to make your life easier as a business owner. So here are like the top 6. First, separate your finances. Do this straight away. Second, keep records. Keep them like a boss. So important. Next, track and claim deductions on your tax returns. Now, deal with a tax audit quickly. Another one, do not pay for your business expenses using your personal card. This is when you get into danger and you're not sure what's a personal expense, what's a business expense. And lastly, outsource your bookkeeping where possible. So yeah, now I want to talk about tax deductions. And one of the simplest ways to reduce your income tax bill is to ensure that you're claiming all the tax deductions available to your small business. Some not so obvious tax deductions include equipment and gear, some business meals, travel and entertainment, internet or cell phone bills, any educational expenses that would have been used for yourself in your business, business use of a vehicle, subscriptions and memberships that are applicable to your business, and any rent expenses. I just like to highlight these because these are just some of the tax deductions that a lot of people aren't fully familiar with or aware of, but make sure you're taking advantage of any deductions that are available to you. What's also super important to know is that to claim these deductions or any deductions, you will need to keep accurate records and keep up with your bookkeeping. Like I said, many expenses are deductible, which is fantastic. And if you are making deduction claims, you will just need to be able to back them up in case the IRS ever do come knocking. So that's super important to be aware of. So next, let's talk about some bookkeeping solutions. Like I said, bookkeeping is uber important to the health of your business, and it lets you, focus on building the business that you love. So there are kind of 3 essential bookkeeping solutions that someone can choose for their business. You've got your DIY bookkeeping software, you've got your traditional in-house bookkeeper, or you have an online bookkeeping software service. So let's start off with the DIY bookkeeping software. The only kind of con here is that it will require advanced accounting knowledge, and with this comes a high risk of error. So if you are super comfortable with, accounting and, you're familiar with your books and completing that and you feel confident in doing it, this is a great solution for you. I will say that there is a time commitment and it will increase when your business gets more active and more busy. So just be aware of that. But it is, worthwhile knowing that a lot of these softwares do offer a broad set of features. So you've got, the likes of bill pay services, invoicing, payroll. So it can be an all-in-one for some people, which is amazing. Next, you've got your, local bookkeeper or accountant. The kind of con here is that a lot of the times they will use very kind of outdated technology and communication methods, and the price can add up super, super quickly here. But, a lot of people love to go down this route and work with an in-person bookkeeper because that bookkeeper can provide a more customized solution. And it is, a face-to-face communication, which people love. And lastly, you've got your online bookkeeping software service, which would be Bench. The kind of thing that sets online bookkeeping software services apart is the fact that it's the software plus human service element, which people seem to just love. With that comes super responsive support. You know that everything is extremely secure, bank rated security, and you receive guaranteed audit ready financials. It is worth knowing that these kind of solutions are a little bit more expensive than your DIY. But like I said, we just recommend that you pick whatever solution is, within your budget and works for you as a business owner. And now to kind of talk about how outsourcing bookkeeping can really help your business. So like I said, the benefits of bookkeeping, I could talk about these for days. You will not regret ever outsourcing your bookkeeping. It'll be so beneficial for you. But some of the benefits will include that you as a business owner will get back valuable billable hours or time to focus on other areas of your business. And this is time that otherwise would have been spent on admin work and, doing the bookkeeping yourself. Also, it'll just take the stress off come tax time. You'll know that everything meets IRS standards and you didn't have to worry about a thing. You're also making sure that you're maximizing all of your deductions, which is amazing. And you will 100% avoid late penalties. And the kind of main benefit that a lot of bench clients kind of rave about is the fact that they're completely in the know and in control of all of their money. There's no part of their business that they're in the dark of. And lastly, you're just rest assured that everything is completely accurate and meets the IRS standards, which is fantastic. So we're kind of nearing the end of our presentation today, and I wanted to spend some time just talking about Bench and what you will receive as a Bench client. So you'll have your own bookkeeping team who will be dedicated to you and your business. You'll get access to our extremely easy to use software and have your own personal account within there. And ultimately, you'll be able to get back time to focus on building the business that you love. So we've kind of put together this offer for any of the Good Work Network friends. If you follow this link here or search it in the URL bar, you'll be able to avail of 20% off your first 6 months of bookkeeping with Bench. And we would completely take care of you and make sure your bookkeeping is fully up to scratch. So that's the end of our presentation today.
Great. Kiva, thanks so much for all of this really useful information and the very generous offer for folks to give Bench a try. So depending on where you're watching this video, this link will also either be below us or above us. But we are hopeful that you will take advantage of an opportunity to demystify the bookkeeping and accounting process for your business a bit better. And if you've been intimidated by more complex software like QuickBooks, see if this isn't a better fit for you. To partner with Bench and bring this kind of education and resource to our clients. And so on behalf of Good Work Network, Kiva, thank you so much for joining us today.
No worries. Thank you for letting me speak.